Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stefan, the Photo Guru, and in today's video I'm bringing you something new. I'm going to give you a full review of Kodak's Mini Shot 3 camera and instant printer combo. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and make sure to check the notifications bell to never miss a new video. Usually I talk about photo books, but we can't make photo books if we don't have photos. And in today's video, as I said, I want to bring something new, not just about print products, but actual equipment and tools that you can use to create photo books or travel journals or any kind of scrapbook projects. Just a little disclaimer here, these products were sent to me by Kodak photo printer in return for my honest opinion, so this is not a sponsored post. You're going to hear nothing but my honest opinion. So I'm going to do quickly an unboxing, and then I will show you the features of the printer and camera, and also show you the pros and cons and why you would want to use it. So let's have a closer look at the camera. So as you can see, this one is the yellow one with the black, and it is not light, but it's not heavy either. It's kind of a good weight that you can easily put into your pocket. Now, obviously it's not very small, so you need quite a big pocket for it. This little handle is very handy because if you carry it around, obviously you don't want to lose it, or if you hold it, it's just good to get a good grip of the camera. Now, if you look at the top, we've got two buttons here. The main button is to turn on the device, and the yellow button is your main button to take your photos. So very easy and very straightforward. You also have a little Bluetooth light there at the top. At the bottom, there is nothing, and on the side, this is where your photos come out. And on the other side, again, you've got the little USB charger. The front of the camera looks very straightforward. Again, you've got a big retro look and the lens is in the middle, and here you've got a tiny little mirror which you can use for selfies, so it's very easy to position for yourself. You need to have quite good eyesight for this one, I have to admit, because it's quite small, but you can see yourself in it. So I tried to take a couple of selfies using this little mirror at the front, and it does work. And then you've got a little flashlight here as well for low light conditions. Now, the one thing I'm missing from the front is maybe a little cover for the lens, a manual little shutter or something, an automatic one, just to keep this camera safe, because by default it doesn't come with a case, and if you keep it in your pocket or on the beach, sand can go in and stuff, so I think it can get damaged quite easily, so it would be nice to have a little cover on it that you could close when you don't use the camera. Now, at the bottom here, if you open this, this is where the cartridge comes out, and it just slides out like that, and you put it back in. The camera comes with an 8-pack photo paper loaded in already for free, so you don't have to pay for that. And then if you get this bundle that I showed you in the unboxing, then you get 2 more boxes of film with it, and each box has 30 sheets. And each of these cartridges has 10 sheets inside, so the 30-pack basically has 3 cartridges. Now let's have a look at the back of the camera. So here is your little, I think it's a 1.7-inch LCD screen, and you've got your buttons, an arrow left and right, an OK button, a menu, and the print button. Now, the box claims that it has a 10 megapixel camera, but obviously you won't really get the benefit of 10 megapixels because the photo is not big enough. It's a 3x3-inch photo that this can print, and you don't need 10 megapixels for that. But anyway, it's good to know that it has a 10 megapixel camera. So as I said, yes, it's a 3x3-inch photo that comes out, and I will test it in a minute so you can see how it works. And the film inside or the photo paper is using a dye sublimation technology, which basically prints the four colors after each other, the cyan, magenta, yellow, and then it laminates it. So it's a 4-pass technology, which is supposed to give you better photo quality, but a little bit more on that later. Now, before I start testing it and showing you how it works, let me just talk about the price. So in the UK, the bundle for the camera and the 2 boxes of film is £149, and I think in the US is $149 if I'm not mistaken. So it's one of the cheapest options that you can find for such a camera. And if you get the accessories bundle is £200. Now I think the accessories bundle looks really cool because it contains a little case, a box for your photos, some clips for your pictures if you want to hang them. So it's just a more complete accessory bundle if you want to use this a lot, especially on your travels. If you want to carry it around with you, I would strongly suggest to get the accessories bundle. Now I have to admit, I've never owned an instant camera before. I have seen lots of photos from Polaroid and Instapics and all these different other companies who make similar devices, and the photo quality of these cameras obviously is nowhere near as good as a proper photo print. It's not even supposed to be that good because it's instant and it's all about that moment in time. But having used this for a couple of days now, I can say that it's really fun. It's very straightforward. You don't have to think too much about. There's no learning curve in using this device. And the best thing in this specific Kodak model is that it's a 2-in-1. So you can use it as a Polaroid device, basically taking photos and printing them out instantly, but you can also hook it up to your phone, and there is an app, the Kodak Photo Printer app, which you can use to basically connect to your camera via Bluetooth, and you can print any photo from your camera. You can add effects, you can add borders, and you can be very creative. I'll show you that as well in a second. So I just wanted to talk about the 2 main functions of the camera and why it's a 2-in-1. It also comes in one more color. I think it comes in white and yellow. I picked the yellow one because it looks a bit more retro and it's the traditional kind of Kodak color. Now let me test it out for you. So I'm going to go into some close-up shots. Let's see how it works, how long it takes for a photo, what the quality is like, and what kind of scenarios you could use it in, and who is it really for. So the first thing I want to show you is the menu of the camera. We need to turn it on, and we do that with this button at the top. And here we go, 2-in-1 square Kodak Instant. Now the first thing you'll see is that the resolution of the camera is very, very low. So if I put my hand here, you can see that it's kind of very pixelated, which, you know, is not a huge problem as it's an instant camera, but it's very hard to see detail on the camera. Like for example, if I put the box here, it's quite hard to see detail. And now if I go into the menu, now you see the buttons here, there's the print button and there's the menu button. So the first thing you see is whether you want a borderless picture or with a border. And you have to select OK if you want to select any of these options. The next one is whether you want monochrome or normal. So let's select normal. And then here we've got some filters. Now here is, again, you can see the kind of drawback of the low resolution screen because the sketch and filters are very hard to see the actual difference between these filters because the resolution is so low on the LCD screen. Now here you can add flash, on, auto or off. So by default it's on off. So if you want to take photos at nighttime, you have to remember to always put the flash on when you turn on the camera. Again, there should be a button for this outside the camera without coming into the menu. And then here you've got a self timer as well, which is 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So if you want to take a selfie or a group photo, then you can do that too with the self timer. And here's a selfie on, selfie off button, and I assume this smooths the skin a little bit or does something similar. I tried a photo with both and I couldn't see any difference in my skin, so I don't know how strong the filter is. And here is some language menu as well. Now let's try to take a photo of this. So you press the yellow button and that's it. And here, if you go into the menu, it goes away. So the important thing is that you have to select your options before you actually start taking photos, because you won't be able to change the borderless or sepia or any other options once you've taken the photo. And as soon as you go into the menu, the photo is lost. So the camera does not store any photos. And if the printing fails or if you go out into the menu, again, the picture is lost. It's very important to know this, because if it's one of those moments that, you know, doesn't come back again twice, then you have to be very careful what buttons you press, because the photo could be gone. So let's take the photo again and let's try to print it out. And here you can select the quantity, so 1, 2, and I'm going to press print. Now I'm going to put it down, and there's an initial warm-up period which can take up to a minute when you print your first photo, and then it's going to do a full pass print starting with the individual colors, and that takes around 50 seconds, but let's time it. And it restarted itself. This hasn't happened before, so this was a fail, and actually this hasn't happened in my previous shots, so let's try that once again. Let's take this photo again. And in the final stage, it applies a lamination to the photo, which makes it waterproof, and also it stops your fingerprints from sticking onto the photo. So it's really, really handy for pictures that you're gonna use, you know, not in a very museum style setting. And the photo is ready, you can take it off. And here we go. So it's very vibrant colors, as you can see, a nice gloss. And here is the original. And here is the photo. So the colors are actually quite accurate, and it's also quite sharp. Now, comparing this photo to actual prints that you get in labs, obviously it's never going to be the same quality, but if you compare it to other similar devices, which are instant printers and Polaroid style cameras, then it's much, much better. It's sharper, and also the colors are brighter and more vibrant. So it's definitely a first choice when it comes to quality. And hopefully I'm gonna get some more devices and I can do a comparison for you so you can see it. Now here at the bottom is this little bit, this white strip, which you can actually rip off if you want to, or you can keep it on and caption the photo, but it comes off quite easily as well. The back is just a full pass little logo there, and it's quite thin, so you can use it for journaling. It's not a sticky bag, so you have to glue it in or use tape, but that's the size of it. And obviously if you use a wide border around, it's going to be slightly smaller, but that's a 3x3 photo. Now here are a couple of other photos I've taken. This one was from my window yesterday morning when it was a little bit cloudy. There's the view, and you can see it looks quite nice as well with the landscape. And this one was printed from my phone. So this picture was actually taken on a camera, and I sent it via Bluetooth to the Kodak instant printer, which I'm going to show you now. Now, normally I would do that from my phone, but because I'm recording this with my phone, I'm going to use the app on my iPad. So what you need to do is download the Kodak photo printer app, and you have to make sure that you're connected to the Bluetooth. So here, if I click on Bluetooth, it says I'm connected to the Kodak Mini Shot 3 Retro, and here are my photos. So if I click on this cat photo, now it shows me I can change the copy. I can go to monochrome, and here if I come to edit, I've got transform, adjust, brightness, contrast, saturation, sharpness, filters, lots of very funky frames. Let's select this one. And you can also create a layout. So once you selected your photo, you click OK, and let's start printing. And here we go, our beautiful kitty. And again, if I rip this off, then very, very nice photo with a very funky frame. So that's how easy it is to use the app on the phone or iPad. Now I'm going to show you how to create one of those collages. So if I go back, select another photo, let's pick this one and 3 photos. I'm going to get this one here. And that's my collage done. So I'm going to click OK and print this one out as well. And there we go. And we can now label it. And such a nice retro photo. So as you can see, the quality is really good, whether you print from the iPad or iPhone smart device, let's be more inclusive, or the camera, but it's always going to be slightly better when you print from a device, because the camera is just simply better in the device than in the Kodak camera. But whichever option you choose, it's really fun. You can be so creative, and as I said, it's really endless the possibilities you can use these photos for. So as you could see in the close-up shots, the picture quality is really nice. In my opinion, the quality is much nicer, more vivid colors, brighter colors than of other similar devices. The cost is also much more affordable. I think it comes out as 30 cents for a photo, which is at the lower end of the range. The final question to talk about, like, who is this camera for? Now, in my opinion, what I see most commonly with the younger generation now is that they love taking these cameras for a night out or for a holiday and taking these retro style photos, sharing it with each other, or just capturing that moment in time. It's a different feeling than taking a photo with your phone. Obviously, since I talk about photo books and journaling and travel, in my opinion, the best kind of use of this camera would be for travel journaling. If you love journaling and you do write a travel journal, especially on the way, like for example, if you go on a 3-month trip to Southeast Asia and you want to write your travel journal, then you can print out your photos on the go and put them into your journal in the moment. So you don't have to wait until you come back, and by then you would forget half of your memories. You can carry on and put them in all the time, or you can take photos and give them to friends or people you met on your travels. I'm definitely going to take it on my next trip. It's a really fun thing to use. Now, the two things that I didn't like so much about the camera, as I mentioned before, was the missing cap or kind of cover of the lens, because I think it would be quite useful to protect it. And the second thing is the resolution of that LCD screen on the front. Now, I know you can use your phone to print photos, but when you take photos, especially in a very sunny setting, it's kind of hard to see detail on that little screen. It looks like a screen from 1998. Nevertheless, when it prints out, it's the same quality anyway. But all in all, it was a very pleasant experience to use this camera, and as I said, I'm going to take it on my next holiday. Definitely check out the accessories bundle if you are planning to use this camera quite often. It's really worth it. And if you have any more questions about this item, please leave them in the comments. I try to answer them. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, subscribe for more.